Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at CAVOK Racing Network for yet another crazy race here at the ATC. And we're going to be doing Roval, so that's going to be something completely different. But who knows this better than my co-commentator, Charlie. Charlie, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm great, Pim. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. I'm very happy to this track. We have seen this in the Sunday Night Skippy League. It's a nice track. There's a lot of draft, and I'm very curious what's going to happen over here.
Yeah, this one should be pretty exciting. This is a very small track. There's going to be lots of heavy braking zones, and I expect quite a bit of side-by-side racing today.
Yeah, definitely. And let's have a quick look at the championship overall, because then you will see how close it actually is. You see Wojciech Swiatovic taking a small lead, 149 points. But after that, we see Micah Hendricks, Logan McKenzie. And after that, it's still close because James Carr really fought him back in the last couple of races and is now into that podium. So that's going to be an exciting one. After that, we do have Francois Schink, Matt Zepka. Had some bad races, but I do think that he is back. And I've seen his times, Charlie. He's quick on this track.
Yeah, he's looking real racy today. So this should be a good opportunity for him to capitalize on his speed and get a good finishing position.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit further back, we see Kurt Smith coming on the 14th position. And do not forget about that name, because we will see him back coming up. But yeah, we have some nice drivers over here. Still some excitement to get into that top 10. But you do see setting up who will go really for this championship.
Yeah, and Kurt's looking real good right now with missing Daniel Cedeno and Thomas Lavoie last week. He's able to extend his points lead, so I'm sure that he'll be looking forward to today to try and see if he can capitalize on that lead some more.
Yeah, definitely. I do see that he is actually, let's have a quick look in the beginning, because he is taking a bit of a lead in that Delta Driver Championship. So nice to see that. And then, of course, we want to see the team standings, because there it's quite clear who's going to run away with it. Curb Your Enthusiasm Autosport is just masterful. Breakfast for Dinner comes close by, and then Jello Flag Motorsports. I'm not sure if those were actually the right points or this is the right one. And those are the standings. Of course, we also have an introduction lap. What are we have to see here at New Hampshire? Let's have a quick look at that.
Welcome to Loudon, New Hampshire, home of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Built in 1990, this oval track has a very unique feature. Its road course goes outside of the track. Known as the Magic Mile, New Hampshire Motor Speedway has 3 road course layouts. Tonight will be road course with North Oval. This week's Alpha Challenge will be 60 minutes long with 1 stop for fuel. At 1.59 miles or 2.55 kilometers in length, the fuel window will be wide open to multiple strategies. Will the undercut work this week? It hasn't seemed to pay off in a big way so far this season. With very little draft this week, being good on the brakes and early to the throttle will be key to making passes on track. Getting just enough fuel and a great entry to pit road could be a difference maker to gain track position. With the season heating up, will we have a new face on the podium? Well, we've got a 60-minute battle ahead of us to find out.
All right, yeah, that was an interesting lap, and it is very short, Charlie. What do you think of this short little track?
Well, I'm a huge fan. This was one of the first racetracks that I had to buy when I first started on the service a few years ago, and I, for the most part, have had pretty good success here. Although the last time I was here, I kind of blew a pretty good finish. But I'm a huge fan. This place has great racing all the time. So I would say that I enjoyed being behind the wheel of this car more this week, working on that video, than I have all season in this car. So it's a good car for this track. It's a good combo.
Yeah, it's funny that you're talking about trying to track, because even I tried to track on this in this car, because I needed to detect all the cameras. And IE is not that smart to actually drive this car yet up here in this particular track. So I had to do it myself, and it's a fun track. I really liked, especially when you leave the oval. It's a fun little corner ride over there.
Yeah, it's something unique to this racetrack. It's not something you see very often, and the way you go through the hill in that bowl and all that stuff, it's great. It's a neat little road course for sure.
Yeah, and someone who can do this really well is Wojciech Swiderowicz. He sets the fastest time on the moment. 1.8.5, but I can definitely think that we're going to see some quicker times. I see Logan McKenzie, Matt Zepka all in the background over there. Let's have a quick look. What is Matt Zepka doing on the moment? Let's drive along with him. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the track while watching Matt Zepka going into the corner. And here's what we're talking about, going outside the track.
Yeah, when you crest over this hill, there's some little bumps, and it's such a high crest. This front-wheel drive car really likes to push out there, and then as these guys go through the bowl right here, you get on the throttle so early at the apex, it dips in. It's really fun in this car. It hooks really, really well. You don't have to worry about the tail coming out. And then as we come down the hill here is to enter back into the oval circuit. We're going to have probably our slowest corner right there, and there's a big curve. You got to be careful on that. You definitely damage the car. Get out here into oval 3 and 4. Kind of want to have a little wider entry at the beginning and then narrow it down here to the yellow line. Try to get on the power as early as you can to get the longest stretch we got here on full power. Come into turn 1.
That's a nice one. I do see that he didn't improve that much on that last corner. Maybe he was setting himself up for the right corner on the moment and getting that lap in, because they have 3 laps to qualify over here. So that's really important. Find your rhythm, get a little bit out of your fuel, and that last lap needs to be very well done.
Yeah, and the off tracks aren't terrible here. There are a couple little ones, but it is a pretty narrow track. But it's just really important to hit your marks, get on the throttle early, and avoid any mistakes.
Yeah, we're looking on the moment to Micah Hendricks, currently still 7th position, but is he going to improve himself? He is still on that outer side up here, but will come a little bit closer up here. And he is doing really well, I see. It isn't enough. Oh, he gets some space. Now it's going to the finish line. Will Micah Hendricks come close to Wojciech Swiderowicz? And we need to see that if we want to see a great battle, because those guys give us such a nice battle previous race. And here he comes. Micah is going to do it. There is improvement, but it's not enough. Logan McKenzie is still on that 2nd spot. Let's have a quick look. Where's Logan McKenzie? What is he going to do? Is he going to win that qualification, or at least get a little bit further up?
Yeah, Logan's one of those guys that's really good on the brakes, so I expect him to be pretty quick today. This is definitely a track that if you're good on the brakes, you can make up time.
Well, and he is having a Curb Your Enthusiasm Autosport driver in front of him, and they are all very, very fast. So I do think that he gets a really good timing over here.
He takes every bit of that curb.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a little bit too much. He does drive a different line than Matt Zepka did on the previous lap.
Let's see, it looked like a pretty good lap.
That's a 1.9. That needs to go a lot better, and he definitely has one more shot to go for that. Currently, it is still Swiderowicz on that 1st position. And then we go a little bit further back. Kurt Smith is just coming over the line and sets a 1:19.6. That's not his fastest time. He is still on that 9th position, but 1st position of the Delta.
And we got a couple new guys, Pim. I believe Edward Gorman is a new guy, and he's currently sitting P5, so he's looking pretty racy.
Ooh, let's have a quick look. Always nice to see new liveries. It's the black and white car. Well, I do like it already. But that's a great start from somebody who just joined. Of course, there will be some different things involved. I think it's always difficult to do pit stops in a new league. You have to get used to that. Curious to see how Edward Gorman is gonna handle that up here.
Yeah, you know, in the moment, even though we all mostly have field calculators and stuff, and it pretty easily gives you the information you need, still sometimes you can fumble with it. I know that iRacing now recently added the new auto fuel feature, which helps a lot, but it was pretty tough getting used to the fuel calculators in the beginning.
Definitely, but it's not only that fuel calculator, it's also getting onto the pit road. Maybe someone else is pitting with you. Now you need to look around and still get that right rhythm going on. And did you practice it? Because a lot of people practice their laps. But if you don't practice a pit stop, yeah, then there is some danger in that.
Yeah, absolutely. It can cost you several seconds.
Let's have a quick look at Francois Schink. Francois Schink is getting a really, really fast lap. I do see he had the second fastest sector. Is he going to do something? He's currently on that 5th position.
It looks like he might have just an ever so slight bit of draft off of Wojciech Speedway.
That's another place to get some draft.
Right.
But I don't see him improve on the moment.
No, it looks like his lap didn't count.
I'm just looking around. I don't see many people improve anymore. And while I say that, Mika Hendricks, of course, improves himself and is now up to that 3rd position. But now it's suddenly Logan McKenzie that needs to struggle for that top 3, because it's also Matt Zapka comes in at the 2nd position. I told you before, he is quick on this track. But is he quick enough to get Wojciech Svidovic? Because that's a different kind of quickness.
Well, I know that Matt hasn't had quite the finishes that he would like to have. I know that he would like to do better, so this is a good indication that he's been putting in the work this week.
Yeah, definitely. And Svidovic is finishing up with his last lap. And of course, he's getting very, very close. Francois Schink moved up a little bit as well. Goes to that top 5 now. And where's Matt Zapka? Matt Zapka comes in, gets to that 3rd position because
Logan McKenzie just did a 108.6, moves him up to P2.
That's an amazing job. And I'm not sure on the laps. I see that they're now already driven more laps than they normally are allowed, but maybe they changed the rules and we just continue this 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And that means that it has everything to play for, because Logan McKenzie, Matt Zapka, they're all so close to each other.
Yeah, the top 3 are 2nd through 5th are less than a 10th separated from them. That's really, really close. That means that we're probably going to have some great action at the front tonight.
Right, so here comes Matt Zapka.
2 minutes left.
Matt Zapka takes that inside line, gets the preferred line in there. And of course, behind there is Logan McKenzie. So I'm curious what's going to happen. Oh! He gets a push or what's this? That is not enough for Matt Zapka. Logan McKenzie, also not enough. Definitely not enough. And that means that will be done. See Eric Stutzer getting really well close by to Kurt Smith, but on the moment it's still a little bit too far away. 4 tenths Stutzer needs to make up. Let's see if he can do that. And he doesn't improve himself. It's funny to see this. Normally they keep improving. But it looks like the track is getting hotter or anything else, but they don't improve their lap times anymore.
Well, this is a very technical track. You really got to drive this car. And, you know, running a little lighter on fuel doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have a better lap. You still got to drive it.
Yeah, definitely. Here's Logan McKenzie coming up. He needs 5 tenths. Look at this. Svidovic is on a different planet on the moment.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest gaps we've seen so far this season on the quali lap.
Yeah, it's huge. This is really... But then you have to look at Mackenzie and Matt Zepka, how close they are. And while I say that, look at this. Micah Hendricks comes right in the middle of there. He's now on that second position. We only have 10 seconds left. I don't think that they can continue driving.
You know, Micah did the same thing at Bathurst. Came in at the last second to take P2.
Yeah, it's a typical Micah Hendricks move. And that also means he's not done yet. And maybe he has something up his sleeve for Wojciech Swiatovic. Let's have a quick look if we can see some more driver. Connor Asotella is still getting in. He can finish his lap. But I don't see him improve on the moment, although he do get a quicker time, 1 sector time. Is that enough for him? He gets a nice draft over there. That should help him to get a little bit further. He is on that 6th position on the moment. And also him is it's done. All right, so that basically means that we have a smaller pack, I have to say, Charlie. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting a pretty good turnout. It really is a fun track, but if you've never driven it and you don't know it, there could definitely be some fear there. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but we'll make do with what we got, and I'm sure these boys are going to put on a good show.
Oh, definitely. The show in the front is always really nice, or actually basically put 3 of those cars together, and it's a nice show to watch. Currently, we're watching David Bauer to finish his laps. He won't complete, or he won't finish the fastest time and stay on the 11th spot. But that does mean we have a standing and we have a grid going on. So let's have a quick look. Do we see who's there? Yes, we do see Wojciech Swiatovic on that first position. Congratulations yet again. Micah Hendricks comes in close, but not yet enough. And then Logan McKenzie, Matt Zepka, Francois Schink, Connor Assetella, Edward Gorman. Congratulations. Great debut so far. 7th position. Let's see if he can bring it to the end line, because that's the second part. Then we see James Carr, Jacob Wally, Kurt Smith, David Bauer, Eric Statzer we see coming by. Mark Darnell and Greg Lautenschlager. And then on 15th position, Thomas Lava. Daniel Smith right behind there, then Kirk Lane, and then Adrian Fedorowski. And that is the complete field.
Yeah,
so
we just about got everybody on the grid.
Yeah, I think we are ready. Let's see how they are.
Turn 1's going to be interesting because the car wants to slide out from the rear a lot, especially on cold tires. When you come off of the banking, you go from banking to flat surface, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, there's many things you can do, and don't wreck the car on lap 1. That's the most important part in this league that I've learned so far. Always takes a little bit longer up here to get those lights going on. Not sure if if they're talking to each other or what's happening.
I think we're missing one car.
Oh no, is that James Carr that's not showing up? He is, luckily he is. Well, then we're ready for some gridding and get some lights up here.
Here we go, pimp.
All right. Looking forward here at the Monday, the Alpha Touring Challenge at CAVOK Racing Network, and we do
we're off. And Micah Hendricks has a terrible start. He gets a nice little bump from his teammate.
Francois Schink is pushing over there, but that means that they're suddenly going 3 wide over there. And Wojciech Swiatovic already has some big advantage. And look at them going through over there. Oh man, this is, I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 wide over there, but in the back there is chaos going on. And this is a difficult corner.
Coming in hot. Ooh.
I am not sure how we got survived it over there, but I don't see anybody making a mistake.
There was a lot of taking and very little giving right there, Pam.
Yeah, look at Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie is just grabbing that second position, and Micah Hendricks immediately comes to the back, but that's enough. That is one of the positions where you can overtake, and Logan McKenzie takes that immediately. Francois Schenk, Matt Zapka, and James Carr are right behind there. So that's the whole big group. And look at them, but look at how far Wojciech Swiatovic is already gone. Is he already checked out? Well, it looks like it to this. 2.4 seconds.
Yeah, he got a great start, and Mika's hesitancy at the start really kind of hurt the whole pack, and Wojciech's just able to run away.
Yeah, definitely. I think the biggest winner over here is Logan McKenzie, but don't forget David Bauer. He's currently on that 8th position, but he is already 3 positions up from where he started, and yeah, he is in the middle of that pack. As that battle, he has E. Gorman right behind him, and E. Gorman says, you know what? I'm going to take that position. What a great move from Edward. Nice up there, and he comes, drives to see if he comes back to that 7th position. That was his qualification.
Yeah, that was a textbook pass right there.
It's textbook, but it's difficult, and especially under this pressure. But he does really well on the moment. Drives a little bit further away from David Brouwer, but he needs to get closer to Acetella, who is riding in front of him is James Carr, or actually not. They're now going side by side. Look at this.
Acetella's on the outside. I think James Carr is going to have the better run coming from the inside here. But Acetella starts to ease ahead. I think maybe James got out of the throttle a little bit and just let him by instead of fighting it, as James slaps the wall a little. Probably okay. It's got the nice safer barrier. And up further ahead, it looks like Logan McKenzie just got passed by Micah Hendricks, and Matt Zepka is going to try to come up the inside as well.
Ooh, what happened to Logan? Small mistake with big consequences, because Micah Hendricks and Francois Schenk are now passed. And it's Matt Zepka that actually tries to get any closer as well. But look at Logan. Logan that never gives up. He's going to make it difficult over there. But that gives Matt Zepka a great opportunity to make it now up there very nicely. Look at this.
Yeah, and this is not the place to be side by side, so it's a good move on those guys just to get back in line. Yeah, try to set up, see if we can get them on the oval here.
Exactly, and we call this the Curb Enthusiasm sandwich, where Logan is the meat right in the middle, but for how long? Because look at that, they're getting, this is a nice battle over there. James Carr is also still involved in that.
Yeah, those guys, James is able to capitalize on those guys making some moves, and now he's right in this fight. All up on Matt Zepka's bumper.
But it's a long race, 55 minutes. That's still so much to go for. You don't want to make that mistake early in the race.
We got contact P14, Pim. Looks like Eric Statzer tried to get a move on the inside of Craig Lockenslugger, and Craig said, no way. Closed the door on him. They were able to keep it moving, though.
You can have a quick look how that exactly happened. Oh, nice move from Eric Statzer, who holds that line. It was Craig Lockenslugger who takes that position, but great move from Eric Statzer to hold that car onto the line. And now I think let's go back to Matt Zepka, because I see that he has some difficult time. He's getting into troubles with James Carr. Connor Acetella right behind there.
Yeah, James Carr is going to try to get him on the outside here into turn 1. He's got position on him. Looks like he's going to clear him. There's a little touch there, but he's got him cleared. James Carr +1.
Yeah, +1 up here and +3 in total. So he is really moving up. And it's still, oh, look at that. Side by side.
Edward Gorman makes a great dive down inside of Connor Acetella.
There is no defending. I'm not sure if Edward Gorman is also a famous driver that I just don't know. But he is doing a great job on the moment, back to that 7th position from where he started. But now he can actually look forward and see if he can get to Matt Zepka and James Carr, because look at the speed that he has on the moment.
Yeah, that's a great little battle in here. Looks like Edward Gorman's got a little bit of momentum on Matt Zepka, but I don't think it's going to be able to close the gap enough to make a move into turn 1. Takes a little bit higher entry. It's right down close to the curbing. It's definitely closing the gap through there on Matt Zepka. See if we can get it wound up through the short little backstretch here. Zepka touches the wall a little bit. Hard on the brakes here. Try to climb up this hill, put the power down, avoid the grass.
All right, well, while you continue watching them, I just want to have a quick look at Wojciech Swiatovic, because he is already checked out. Look at this, 5.5 seconds ahead from Micah Hendricks in lap 6. We haven't seen him we have seen him do well, but not this well. This is really the track New Hampshire is saying hi to Wojciech Swiatovic. Micah Hendricks currently on that 2nd position. He is trying to check out with Francois Schink, but that's a little bit more trickier. It's still 1.2 seconds ahead. And then after that, it's all loose over there. Logan McKenzie, James Carr, I see Matt Zepka, Edward Gorman, Connor Acetella. A little bit further back, we do see still Jacob Wally trying to hold on as well. And that is getting into the top 10 with David Bauer.
Yeah, the top 9 are still relatively close, minus Wojciech just checking out.
Yeah, exactly. And what about that fight for position number 11? It's Kurt Smith and Thomas Lacroix, who are basically driving and running it for the Delta League. Very important points if Thomas can bring it home right now, but it's still way too close. 52 minutes to go. Everything to play for.
Yeah, well, this is definitely the way that Thomas would have liked it to go, staying ahead of Kurt Smith.
Yeah, definitely. So we're now trying to see what Logan McKenzie is doing, because Logan McKenzie is still in the draft of Francois Schink, but is working very hard. And look at this. Oh, nearly goes off track.
Yeah, he got that front wheel in the grass a little bit, and that inner tire rotates really fast, and it pulls you towards the grass. So that was a good save on his part to not lose too much time getting sucked in the grass.
Yeah, not too much time, but is it enough? Because he's getting into the 2nd, and then it will be difficult. Francois Schink, we've seen him in the last couple of races where he was so tight. And yeah, I definitely think that that's going to be a hard job for Logan McKenzie. He needs to pull out the secret card over there to actually get it back into that top 3.
Yeah, he didn't make it through the S's 1, 2, and 3 there very well. He locked him up a little bit coming into turn 1, and that kind of just hurt the next 2 corners going onto the backstretch.
Yeah, Francois Schink is doing that on that 3rd spot, but of course we see Matt Zepka up here. Edward Gorman is getting closer and closer. When is Edward Gorman gonna try it for the first move? Where do you think it's the best overtake position, Charlie?
Well, so far I feel like Edward has shown us that coming into turn 4 is a great place to pass. Hard on the brakes there. If you can get into that inside position, they don't have a choice. They have to let you go by. Looks like he's going to try to get a run here, coming off of oval 4 onto the front stretch.
Yeah, and if you look careful, then you see Logan McKenzie and James Carr also trying to see if they can make a move. And James Carr is going to make that move. Look at this, side by side through the S's.
Yeah, James has done really well on the outside through turn 1 right now, and he's gonna clear Logan.
Yeah, I do think that Logan is getting a difficult part, because now it's Matt Zepka and Edward Gorman is getting in there as well. So, yep. And look
there goes Gorman under Zepka right in the spot we said he was going to do it.
Yeah, Matt Zepka still has that inside line, so there is a possibility that he can do it right. But Edward Gorman has the momentum, that's for sure. And of course, still Connor Acetella right behind there.
Gorman got on the brakes really hard, almost got a shot from Connor Acetella. To head back out onto the oval here. car wants to slide out from the rear a lot, and you're on the brakes going downhill trying to get it to rotate the opposite direction. It's really tough to get through there, especially with someone like Edward Gorman on your tail. Or I mean, Connor Asatella.
Well, but look at Edward Gorman on the moment, because he is losing on Connor Asatella. Connor Asatella is really getting close, and he's going to make that move right over here. Look at this. In turn 1, is he going to... No, he's not going to do it.
They both had momentum on Matt Zepka. It looks like they closed the gap a little bit.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, and Edwards closing the gap on Zepka. He's now on his bumper coming out onto the back stretch here. Let's see if he sets him up again in the same spot.
That's too difficult. This back stretch is too short over here, and now it's going to be, again, this is the favorite corner for Edward Gorman to do an overtake. Will he do it yet again?
Zepka goes a little bit wide there, but probably so he could get a good entry here. Yeah, and he got the power down early. Put a little bit of a gap on Edward. I'm looking a little further back at Kurt Smith trying to make a move on Thomas Lavoie here as we come to the front stretch to the start-finish line. Looks like Thomas got a pretty good run on the outside, was able to get some good momentum heading into turn 1. Kurt Smith closes the gap on him, and we come into turn 1. Oh, Kurt Smith has to avoid hitting his bumper. Got in there really deep.
Yeah, and that immediately has consequences for, I think, Daniel Thomas, because is he going to hold on?
And Kurt Smith closes the gap there in turn 4. So come into the bowl here. We can beat him under braking. Get up tight.
And this is such a nice corner if you do it right. Small little oval in himself. But I don't think Kurt Smith can do anything on the moment. It is really Thomas Lavoie who's just driving and moving quicker. Look at this, Kurt Smith really pushing himself over the curbs. He's going to make that move right over here.
Yeah, up the inside.
It's weird because I didn't see him make...
Oh, they make contact on the front stretch. That's going to cost Kurt Smith some time there.
Yet again. And Kurt Smith needs to be careful. He is currently the leader in Delta Challenge. And yeah, he has nothing to be afraid of. He needs to... He can even do fine with Thomas Lavoie in his front position. But yeah, that's nothing for a second breakfast. They're going to make sure that they're going to win that race.
And I'm watching P7 here. Edward Gorman is pulled up to Matt Zepka's bumper.
Yet again. But he's not making a move. Matt Zepka is holding on very, very strongly on the moment. And that battle between Logan McKenzie and James Carr is also not done yet. Look at that.
Yeah, James Carr's looking great, looking racy. He's been steady. P4 in the championship fight. He's kind of quietly been there, you know. So, you know, he's still very much in this fight and holding on strong. Just takes a ton of curbing into turn 1 there. Upsets the car a little bit, but he's able to keep it underneath him.
Yeah, everybody has a different line over there. You really see people trying to avoid it, and here he goes. Gorman is really always like, I would be so terrified if I was Matt Zepka. Don't look back because Edward Gorman is right over there.
Well, he's shown Matt Zepka 2 of his tricks, and Matt's been pretty good at holding him at bay, but can he do it for the rest of the day? We've still got 45 minutes left in this race, so it's a long time.
Yeah, and be careful, there's a pit stop.
Matt Zepka's really doing this last sector extremely well. He looks super smooth. He's able to enter the oval on a great line and put the power down so he can get a great run through 3 and 4, oval 3 and 4.
What happens to James Carr? James Carr is falling back a little bit. Logan McKenzie is getting really quickly back, but it's now just 2/10 in that one little corner. James Carr needs to look out because otherwise he gets Logan McKenzie, Matt Zepka, and then Edward Gorman for free over there.
Yeah, James Carr goes a little bit wide, and Matt Zepka still got Edward Gorman all over his bumper into turn 4 there. I think Logan is starting to settle in a little bit. He looks a little bit smoother. He's hitting his apexes. I think that the nerves have finally settled and he's getting into this race.
Yeah, it's a complete different season for Logan McKenzie. Always winning these races, 4 championships, I think, in a row. And now suddenly it's Wojciech Swiatovic. Wojciech Swiatovic, who nearly has checked out, just came over the finish line for yet another lap 16. And he is doing a 1.82 on the moment, but he has been checked out. Look at this, 10 seconds away from Micah Hendricks. And Micah Hendricks, yet again, 1.4 seconds away from Francois Schink. That is a close battle. That can still happen in between those team members. Curious to see if there are any team orders going on over there.
Well, if there is, I think that it's favoring Micah Hendricks right now. He's got about a second and a half on Francois.
Here he comes, here he comes. For Gorman, of course, I'm telling you, he has made that move on Matt Zepka. Matt Zepka has tried this so many times, but is Matt Zepka coming back? Look at this. They're nearly going. Oh, Matt, come on.
Yeah, Edward does a great job at defending, keeping him closing that door just enough that there's nothing for Matt Zepka to do but get in line.
Now you saw immediately how quickly Connor Asatella is now completely on the back over there as well. So he's in that fight yet again, and he's going to try to see if he can make a move on Matt Zepka.
Yeah, Matt Zepka went a little bit wide exiting onto the oval there, and that leaves the door open for Connor Asatella.
Well, you don't have to tell him. Look at this. He moves up yet another position, but Matt Zepka had enough of it, and he's going to come back. Look at that. Goes to the inside, really pushes that car. Is that enough? Oh,
yep,
nice.
They go side by side into the S's. Looks
Oh,
like Connor's
great.
going to get ahead of him a little bit there. And
Really, really. This is a nice battle, and what a great move from Connor Asatella. Matt Zepka really dropped now 4 spots, is on that 8th position. Are they gonna, if he's gonna battle more, they're gonna get loose of Edward Gorman. Edward Gorman is now all over Logan McKenzie already.
yeah, Edward Gorman is taking no prisoners today. He is on the move, and he's doing everything he can.
Quick look, Kurt Smith just passed Thomas Lava over there in that corner. Oh, we do see Thomas making a small mistake, and Kurt Smith immediately taking that advantage. So he is passed up there, and he's now on that 11th spot. First spot for the Delta.
These two guys are really going at it, Pim. You wouldn't think that they were 1 and 2 in the championship with the championship on the line. They're racing like it's the last lap, every lap. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, I do have to say that's one of the things why I like to watch these Delta drivers. It also gives me an opportunity to say, well, maybe I can join that kind of a league, because driving with Wojciech Swiatovic is just maybe not that fun. Logan McKenzie on the moment. He is holding off Edward Gorman, or is actually in the fight, to be honest, with James Carr.
Yeah, Logan is all over James Carr's bumper here. I think that Logan sees that Edward is closing the gap and knows that he's going to have to try to get ahead of James here. See if he can pull away while those two guys fight.
Look at Logan McKenzie getting closer and closer, but this is not where you can overtake. This is maybe where you're quicker, but he's definitely needs to find his rhythm over here. And here he goes.
James Carr is off in the grass a little bit. He's going to lose some momentum. Doesn't look like Logan's going to be able to capitalize on that, though.
Really, that last corner is so weird. They really, everybody has a different line over there, and Logan McKenzie is getting closer. But that can be the same from Edward Gorman.
Yeah, Logan was great on the brakes right there. These guys go through the S's. Look pretty even on this lap. See how much Edward closes the gap on the brakes here. He's right up on Logan as they go outside the track, up the hill, headed to the bowl.
Yeah, you can see how close he stays with Logan McKenzie. I do have to say, nice debut from Edward Gorman so far. We're in lap 19 and he is moved up one spot, but basically I think he got 3 spots in overall. So he is doing really well and trying to see if he can get into that top 10 or top 5 with Logan McKenzie on the moment being his biggest competitor. But James Carr is also in there, and look at that, Logan is trying to spook out a couple of people with one move.
Yeah, I think that Logan feels like James is slowing him down right now, and he's feeling the pressure from Edward Gorman behind him.
Yeah, definitely.
Almost crossed the wall down the backstretch there.
But look how far Francois Schink and Mika Hendricks are ahead of this group already. And then Mika Hendricks has 10 seconds to stop on Wojciech Swiatovic. I think Wojciech Swiatovic can just stop, drink coffee, and continue to win the race.
I mean, it's possible, but are you willing to risk that? It better be some good coffee.
I'm Dutch. Coffee is an important part of our business. But well, Logan McKenzie has some difficulties time. Look at that.
Yeah, Logan is really itching to get by James. He's trying different lines through the oval 3 and 4 to see if he can get some momentum on him, see if he can get underneath him in turn 1. James is taking a little bit wider entry to 1 than Logan is, so it's possible that Logan's trying to get him set up, see if he can get him in the S's, but by the end of the S's, James is doing a little bit better. He's carrying a little more momentum than Logan is.
Yeah, I do say James takes that entry really strict, goes right over the curbs over there. He's really pushing that car, but there's got to be happening something. Look at this. It's now
not too far behind.
Yeah.
I was going to say not too far behind. Connor Esatella is in this battle too. So.
Matt Zepka is back into this battle. David Bauer is a little bit further away, but if it continues like this, that is going to be a full battle up here for that position number 4.
Yeah, and I think our pit window's open now, so it'll be interesting to see who's going to try to maybe break away from the pack here, take an early entry, and see if they can get an open track after they get back out, you know.
Now here we see the big difference. Wojciech Swiatovic is already long gone. Mika Hendricks is coming by, and now we see James Carr coming over here with the group. The gang is all back together. Logan McKenzie, Edward Gorman, Connor Asatella, and Matt Zepka are full in battle over here.
Yeah, and I think James just didn't have the best entry to the backstretch here on the oval. Allows these guys to pull up real tight. They're so equal in pace. It's really difficult to pass someone. You know, you have to, the guy ahead of you almost needs to make a mistake to really get by.
Yeah, of course pit stops will be important, but I'm curious to do what in this group. What would you do if you're Logan McKenzie and you feel that you're getting not past James Carr? Are you gonna go in early?
I feel like in this situation, if I was Logan, I would probably go in early, just by the fact that it does seem like James is holding him up in a couple places on the track, but not everywhere. It might be a good move for one of these guys just to go ahead and dart in and take the fuel and see how it plays out.
This is the fun part, because I wouldn't do that. And Edward Gorman is now trying to see if he can get that inside line. He doesn't, but it will cost Logan McKenzie because he needed to defend that hard. But I actually think that if you drive along with this group, if you can stay with Edward Gorman, who definitely has the speed over here, I think you can get a long way than driving it all the way by yourself.
Well, I don't feel like we're not really hitting that high of speed, so the draft isn't a huge factor on it. So I don't think it's going to hurt him to run by himself. But it does feel like James is holding him up in certain spots, and then he's pulling away in certain spots. So,
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it might not be a bad move for one of these guys. As James goes a little wide there, ropes it back in. This will give Logan an opportunity to get up close, see if he can get a run here. He's going to try to get on his outside, going through the oval.
Yeah, we've seen it before.
Maybe now the over-under here.
Exactly, we've seen it before. It's not happening. Someone else who doesn't matter that he drives along is Wojciech Swiatovic. Maybe it's a good time. Let's have a quick look how he drives that outer loop, because he is just a second faster than everybody else.
Yeah, he's just always so smooth. You know, you don't see him fighting the wheel. He's got the right arc, the right type of momentum. He's just driving on another level today. It's really looking good. He's not missing apexes. It's nice and tight there. He's going to clip that curve just a little bit. See that the car barely made any movements. A little bit of a wide entry here to come down into turn 4, get a little closer to the yellow line. He's looking great today, Pim. He's on his game for sure, and it's showing.
Yeah, he's definitely on his game. That's a great way to say that. Someone else who has a great debut is Edward Gorman, still in that 6th position, still trying to see if he can get any closer to Logan McKenzie. But on the moment, it seems that he's just waiting for Logan McKenzie and James Carr to make a move up there.
Yeah, if these guys have any contact or get together, Edward's in a perfect position to try to get by him as it slows him down. James does such a great job exiting turn 3.
Yeah, it is Matt Zepka driving a little bit further away. He loses the momentum.
Logan gives him a little shot there coming into turn 4. I'm not sure that was intentional. Looks like he backs out of it a little bit.
Yeah, well, I just want to say I don't think these kind of things are intentional. It's just the heat of the moment, and with such close driving. Look at this, we're 24 laps in. They're a tenth or two from each other away. This is just the excitement of this racing. Connor Asatella completely in there. Matt Zepka, I know we have Matt Zepka fans here at CAVOK Racing Network. Come on, bring it back up there.
Yeah, he's slowly reeling these guys in. If these guys could battle a little bit more, he'll be in this fight.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, he does lose momentum right over here. Francois Schink is barely able to see Micah Hendricks, his teammate. But then James Carr is coming up there with the gang. Logan McKenzie, Edward Gorman and Connor Asatella. By the way, that battle in the back from Thomas Lava and Kurt Smith is completely gone. Kurt Smith is just driving away. He's 3 seconds ahead of him. Oh, I do actually see our first one for the pit stop. It's Jacob Wally. Jacob Wally still stands in the pit. I'm not sure if it's a planned pit stop. It's a long time over there, but we have our first pit stop, and Wojciech Swiatovic is just continuing his 26 laps on the moment.
It's pretty much steady as we go. Battle for P4. James Carr is still able to maintain that gap on Logan McKenzie, and Edward Gorman's seems like he's struggling a little bit now as the tires start to wear in a little bit. We got some rubber buildup on the track. Seems like these cars are sliding around a little more than they were earlier.
Well, they still have 30 minutes, and I don't think they're gonna change the tires, so that means 30 minutes of sliding. Hope Edward Gorman is ready for that. On the moment, he's still behind Logan McKenzie and James Carr, and right in behind him is Connor Asatella, who can still hold on to this pack. And this is all for position number 4.
These guys got great pace today. You can tell, we're this is week 6. At the end of the race today, we'll be officially halfway through the season. Leaves only 6 races left, and the season's winding down. We're getting closer and closer to finding out who's going to be the champion, and every race matters at this point. And you can see that everybody's really stepped up their game today.
Exactly, and how nice was it? Micah Hendricks started this season so well. We all thought he was gonna win it 3 races in, and now it is Wojciech Swiderowicz who is just from a different planet and goes in with 14 seconds ahead. He can make a mistake or two and still win
David
this
Carr
race.
goes wide coming out of turn 3. He's in the wall twice. I'm not sure if he took any damage, but he hit the wall pretty good. He's losing positions. I think he's got damage, Pim.
Oh no, let's have a
It's
quick
all the way behind Matt Zepka now.
Let's have a quick
Yeah,
look
he's
what
very
exactly
slow.
happened. Logan McKenzie was already seeing it over there. Yes, he's just completely misses the corner, gets twice in there, and everybody is going to pass him. Edward Gorman, man, oh man, that's a huge disappointment for James Carr. He's dropping back even further. Now David Bauer is ahead of him, and he is just not having the momentum.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's really been looking stellar exiting turn 3, and it looks like he just got on it a little bit too much and went wide.
I'm looking at the car. It's not something optical. It is really something of that car. But I'm curious. Is he going to go into the pit? Yes, he needs to go into the pit. Look at that. Oh, you hate to see it. Steering wheel is broken.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
it. He's
unfortunate.
trying to get on there.
Definitely having a great race.
Well, as we said, the pit is open, so maybe he can get back into this, but this will cost him quite a bit of time.
Yeah, it looks like he's lost about a half a lap or more to these guys.
Oh no. You hate to see it. James Carr from Breakfast for Dinner was doing so well, is now standing in the pit, and how long will he be there? Well, Logan McKenzie and Edward Gorman have no time for that because they're going to continue together with Connor Asatella for that position number 4.
Yeah, it looks like Edward's starting to put the pressure on Logan McKenzie again. This looks like Edward may have scraped the wall just slightly.
Yeah, tell me something new, but what I really like to see is Matt Zepka. Matt Zepka is still in that battle. If you look behind, you can actually see him coming back to Connor Asatella, and this could go back into that 4-man's battle.
Yeah, Matt's just been slowly pulling these guys in. The 10th here too. They're all just so equal. It's so hard when the guy ahead of you is running the same lap time as you are to reel him in.
They're also equal, except Wojciech Swiderowicz. He is just like an alien going around over there.
Well, I'll tell you, Pim, with this kind of speed, we might get some post-race inspections on his car.
I wouldn't be. Yeah, that's gonna be happening. And look at this. Edward Gorman is losing momentum, and Connor Asatella is gonna have a look. Connor Asatella, what are you doing? Are you gonna make that move right over here on the oval?
Gonna try. Looks like he's gonna try to get up underneath him here. Maybe not. There really is multiple lines coming through this oval.
Oh yeah,
the outside line tends to get you a little bit momentum, and so he's gonna make a move. Edward's doing a good job protecting the inside.
Yeah, Edward Gorman knows exactly what he's doing in that corner 1, and he can hold off everybody over there, including Connor Asatella. But that does mean that Logan McKenzie can breathe a little bit, stop watching back in the mirror. But not for long, because here he is again, Edward Gorman. Yeah, I have to say, this is the biggest battle that we see on the moment. Kurt Smith is running in 9th solo, same as Wojciech Swiderowicz on position number 1. Those are the guys that will the most points for the championship, respectively the Alpha and Delta challenges. But
yeah, Kurt Smith's looking pretty good, about almost 9 seconds over Thomas Lavoie now. So this will be a good, another good win for him. This will really help in that fight.
Yeah, definitely. And look at Edward Gorman. Edward Gorman is really sliding a little bit more. He's pushing and pushing that car. We're 24 minutes to go. It's time to do a pit stop, I would assume.
Yeah, we got to be getting pretty close to where these guys aren't gonna be able to push it very long. Oh, Logan McKenzie goes a little bit wide coming through turn 4 into turn 5. Is able to keep it going forward, not lose a position though. You know, because it's only a 1 minute lap, we really have probably the biggest fuel window we've had all season. So these guys can, you know, it's a big window. I imagine it's at least a 7 lap window.
And I don't want to jinx anybody, but Edward Gorman, he is getting so close to Logan McKenzie. Is he doing a 1C Ling? Is he going to save some time, some fuel to see if he can get in there? But look at this, Edward Gorman is losing momentum. It's now Conor Acetella yet again closing in there.
Yeah, I think Logan McKenzie's really dropped the hammer. He knows he's got to go. These guys have been too close for too long, and Logan's looking pretty good right now.
Matt Zepka's holding it on into the ropes over there. Currently 1.1 second, but that doesn't say anything. He will come back to this fight.
Batman right now feels like he could just reach out and touch those guys, but they're just not quite close enough. And just doing everything he can. These guys are still really just equal pace all over the board. All their fastest laps are really close. They're all running right at their fastest lap at this moment in time too. So everybody's pushing hard. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, definitely. And while you say that, Matt Zepka is getting in there right now, but it is going to be the fight for. I think Conor Acetella is Conor Acetella getting closer and closer. He needs to make a move to Edward Gorman, but on the moment, Edward is more looking forward to Logan McKenzie, I have to say.
Yeah, it looks like Logan's struggling just a little bit in the S's. He's not quite able to carry the momentum that these other guys are carrying, but then you get to the rest of the track and he does really well.
I do have to say, I see the sun going down. I'm not sure how much we're going to see till the end. We've seen that before, where it went completely dark. And I think that was Fuji, but that was an exciting race as well.
Yeah, that was something else. I think that's the first time I've watched a race with no lights on the track.
And look at this. This corner is that's really where Edward Gorman is going in. And then look at this. Micah Hendricks is going into the pit. We have our first official pit stop here from some drivers that are now going in. Micah Hendricks is going in.
Edward's going to peel into the pits as well.
Oh, look at
Edward's
this.
now in. Looks like he's the only taker of that front group.
Well, it looks like
Edward had a pretty aggressive entry, so hopefully he didn't get a speeding penalty.
It looks like he did practice it together with Micah Hendricks. David Bauer and Kurt Smith are all into the pit. When is Mika going to go out? What is Mika going to do? Here he goes.
Mika just came off the jack. Here he goes.
And this is such an awkward entry. Luckily, there's no one over there, so he can just go full gas over there and immediately go. And that is also the signal. Look at this. We got more drivers in. It's now Wojciech Svidovic, David Bauer, Kurt Smith, Erik Statzer, Greg Lautenslager, Mark Darnell. All are getting into the pit over here. This is a big group of pitters right over here. Wojciech Svidovic getting into the pit. No new tires,
now,
just some fuel.
Logan McKenzie just made his entry, as well as Conor Acetella behind him. And Matt Zepka.
They're all in.
So now I'm watching Mika Hendricks come out of Oval 3, headed to the front stretch here, so it looks like he'll be able to get by these guys pretty easily, as they're going to be sitting for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Wojciech Svidovic is already out, so he won't catch up with them, but I do think that Micah Hendricks goes straight to that second position. Yet again, Francois Schink is getting out to the pit. Yep. Look at this, Francois Schink, slides in there and is immediately back in there. This is back a battle.
Yeah, he closed the gap dramatically. He is back in this battle with Micah Hendricks.
Well, let's have a quick look at those times. He's 2 seconds quicker than Micah Hendricks. Frans van Schink, what are you doing? Is that still possible? Or does he have a little bit of less fuel? And look at this, Edward Gorman is taking suddenly 4th position. He is the big winner from those pit stops. So newcomer shows the rest what that pit stop means.
Well, they got to come around to Logan McKenzie, so we'll see how Logan shuffles out.
Well, no, Logan is to
is
be
he
driving.
Out? Oh,
yeah, he's driving behind.
Sorry.
He's driving
it
behind
didn't show him on the track.
Gorman and Connor Acetella. Matt Zepka is now into that battle with Connor, and he is trying to see if he can make a move already straight after those pit stops. But this is the battle that you want to see. Matt Zepka, let's go.
Yeah, it looks like Matt was able to pull 0.6 closer to Connor in the pits there, so he's now in the draft, just about in striking distance here.
That's not yet enough. Same part for Logan McKenzie, but Logan won't like it that he's been passed on the pit stop, so we'll need to do some moves. But look at Edward Gorman. Now we will see the true battle over here. Is Edward Gorman quicker than Logan McKenzie?
I think Logan's going to do everything he can to put pressure on him. Nobody's really been able to put much pressure on Edward today. It seems like Edward's making all the moves.
Yeah, definitely Edward Gorman currently in that 4th position, but that's 3 positions up from where he started. And if you think that is our hard charger, well, forget about it, because that's Daniel E. Smith on that 11th position. But look at this, they're going now side by side. It is Logan McKenzie on the inside. That should give him the advantage on that corner 1, but he is backing out.
It really looks like the kind of the middle outside line exiting on the oval there carries more momentum down the straightaway. Seems like the super inside line costs you some top speed.
Yeah, definitely, but that does mean that that fight is coming back to Connor Acetella and Matt Zepka, who is now all over them. This is going to be the 4-way battle yet again for position number 4. Frans van Schink is was getting closer to Micah Hendricks, but I don't think that that's the case anymore. Micah is just too fast and is nearly getting the draft off him from Francois Schink.
Yeah, it looks like Francois was able to make up some time on pit lane, but Mika's speed is just too much to overcome. Micah, I'm sorry, we're going to get it right, Micah, I swear. And we got a side-by-side battle going right now with Edward and Logan. Edward's on the outside coming into turn 1. He's got a little more momentum as he pulls ahead, but doesn't clear him. Now they're side-by-side into turn 1. Edward's sideways a little bit. It's going to allow Logan to possibly complete the pass, but he has to slow up, get it on the backstretch here. And now Connor Acetella is right in the battle, pulling Matt Zepka with him. Logan's on the inside for turn 4 here with, Connor all over his bumper. It's going to get up inside Edward. Now Matt Zepka's all over Connor. Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, Connor's sideways off in the grass. He's able to rope it back in. Live another day.
That was very, very close.
Matt Zepka was not giving in. He wanted that position, and he was not willing to give it up, and it looks like it cost them both.
Yeah, let's have a quick look. Yeah, that was small incident, and Matt Zepka luckily is not that much damage. I'm curious what Connor Acetella and if they can get back into that battle.
Yeah, Matt Zepka's really, really high exiting the oval here.
Yeah,
not sure if that was intentional. Oh, Zepka hit the wall.
Yeah, he probably wants to give that spot back to Connor in that incident. Normally how I know Matt Zepka, so that will be given that position back. But that means that the position from number 4 is between Logan McKenzie and Edward Gorman right over there. And look at Logan. Logan is pulling away.
Yeah, Logan's probably got the biggest gap he's had in quite a while. That's good for him. He's almost breaking the draft here. It's right at 1 second.
Yeah, and let's look at a battle that we haven't looked much yet at is Francois Schenk and Micah Hendricks. Because Francois Schenk is all up there. It's not sure. They're going to be both on the podium, but in which position? Francois Schenk, is he going to make a move on Micah Hendricks? He's getting closer and closer. And just look at that. Wojciech Swiatovic, 1:8:00.
Wow, that's so fast.
We're 40 laps in, 14 minutes to go, and Francois Schenk is getting closer to Micah Hendricks. But is it enough? Is it maybe some team play going on?
Logan McKenzie stretched the gap a little bit. Edward Gorman had a little bit of trouble on the brakes into turn 1. Logan stretched out to 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah, definitely a bigger battle is right behind there with Connor Asatella and Matt Zepka for position number 6. Matt has pushed this car already a lot. I don't know, I don't think it's the season of Matt Zepka on the moment. He has such a high potential, he's driving so well, and every time there's a small incident in this season on the moment. Hopefully he has some fun with that fight with Connor Asatella, because still 30 minutes to go and could be a nice battle up there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Matt, it hasn't quite gone the way he wants it to go, but we've still got 6 weeks after this, and he's very much in the fight. You know, Francois is not too far ahead of him. He can still close that gap.
Yeah, but then Francois Schenk needs to stop doing so well. He is now just really, I think already for 3 races in a row, does really well. And here he goes past his teammate and then tries to see if he can catch up with Micah Hendricks, because that is really a nice little battle up here for position number 2. Yeah, I think Edward Gorman has given up on Logan McKenzie. He can't follow him anymore. Logan is now 2.1 seconds ahead of Edward Gorman. And behind there, we still see that battle with Connor Asatella and Matt Zepka. That is the biggest battle, but a little bit further back, I do want to point that out. Mark Darnell, we haven't spoken much about him. He's currently in that 14th position. He's getting into a battle with Eric Stetzer. Always both great drivers.
Oh, and you cursed him, Pim. That poor guy. He's probably wondering, why did that happen?
Well, okay, sorry, Mark, but that was a great battle. And
yeah, we were just trying to give you some TV love, Mark, I swear.
Yeah, now I'm a little bit afraid to say anything about Greg Lautenslager. He's currently 14th position. That was also where he started. But let's just go back to the fight with Matt Zepka. Is he getting any closer? That's 4/10, 5/10, but he's not making any moves. Connor Asatella is difficult to pass.
Yeah, these guys are checking in. Their laps are so identical. These guys are on another level today. You can tell that they really put in the work, and they're just dropping stellar lap after stellar lap.
Swiatovic is lonely on the top, and he's doing a 1.79. Look at that, he does find the challenge, and Wojciech Swiatovic has just done a 1.7.9. I haven't seen a car go that fast over here.
Just goes to show that it doesn't matter how far ahead. He's racing his race, and he's doing everything he can. He's pushing it to the limit. To run your fastest lap 50 minutes into the race while having a gigantic lead, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I would nearly say that he does a Leo for the people from the Sunday Night Skippy League, because, man, he is so quick, and he just keeps improving himself every lap. Really impressive. Francois Schenk has a little bit more difficulties. He is losing the momentum from Micah Hendricks. Currently position 2 and 3. Will it stay that way?
And I'm watching Connor Asatella. I feel like he's pulling in Edward Gorman a little bit here. He's kind of closing the gap a little bit, and he's towing Matt Zepka along with him. They're getting a little bit closer.
Oh no. Did Edward Gorman go too quick in the beginning, and is he now falling back? The important last 10 minutes are happening right now. Lap 44. And here we go. I see James Carr going back into the pit. That doesn't sound like you want to do that on this moment.
Oh, Matt Zepka just slapped the wall exiting oval turn 4. It cost him a couple tenths, it looks like, but he comes in hard on the brakes. Connor Asatella braked way early, real slow through turn 1, and Matt Zepka just pulled right back up to him.
Yeah, that's a nice move from Matt Zepka. A little bit too far to make a move over here, but great to stay close to him.
He's right back in the battle.
Yeah,
Connor Asatella takes kind of a wide line going into turn 5.
And you're right, I do see Edward Gorman for that position number 5 getting closer and closer. It is now 1.1 second. It's 9 tenths. It's getting to 8 tenths. It's getting to 7 tenths. Look at this, the speed of Connor Asatella. He is just closing that gap by the second. Oh, and what happened to Micah Hendricks? I didn't pay attention on Micah Hendricks, and immediately Frans van Schink says, you know what? I'm getting back in there. Interesting.
Yeah, Francois got to go. We're down to 8.5 minutes. This is, you know, about as close as he's been, so he's got to keep working on him.
Well,
he can fill his mirror.
I don't know what went wrong with Micah Hendricks, and if there's some problem with his car or that he just went off track a little bit. I don't see anything in the logs, so we might have to hear that from him in the booth. But on the moment it is Frans van Schink that gives the heat on Micah Hendricks for that second position right over here. Right, and while they are going on to the oval, a little bit further back over there is Connor Asatella and Matt Zepka, trying to see if they can get closer and closer to Edward Gorman, who is now getting onto the oval.
Matt Zepka took an aggressive line coming down the hill there, trying to close the gap on Connor Asatella, and it cost him a lot. He was sliding around.
Yeah, and that's not what you want right over here in corner 1, lap 46. This could be the start of to see where Connor Asatella can make a move or get any closer. But, well, I think the next corner we can call the Edward Gorman corner already, because he has so many overtakes. Curious to see how his defending will be.
Yeah, it's interesting so far, Pim. Nobody has passed him. He's the only one that hasn't been passed in this group, so it's a great way to start for him for sure.
Yeah, this is really, really good. I do. Maybe we should get one eye to Frans van Schink, because Frans van Schink is also getting closer. Basically the same distance as Connor Asatella is doing here on Edward Gorman. But these are the nice battles for the last laps. We already nearly have finished an hour race. Can you imagine it?
It goes by quick. It really does. These guys put on good battles.
It is. I'm so curious about that last line. Again, Edward Gorman is taking a complete different line.
Looks like Logan McKenzie just got by Adrian Ferdowski. It's a gentleman move there by Adrian just to move out of the way.
Yeah, I can't get my eyes off Matt Zepka and Connor Asatella, trying to see if they can do something with Edward Gorman, because he is a willing victim right over here. Edward Gorman doing so well in the beginning of the race and is now falling back a little bit and now needs to look back, because Connor and Matt are coming right his way.
Micah Hendricks and Francois Schenk are still really going at it. They're still showing about 3 tenths. They were 2 tenths coming onto the oval. Francois closes the gap really well in turn 1. Let's go through the S's. Onto the short backstretch here. Micah got a great run onto the backstretch. have some lap traffic up ahead of him. Craig Lautenschlager.
Yeah, I don't see them come any closer, but I see the same part with Edward Gorman. He may have lost a little bit momentum, but it's difficult to pass him. Lasatella and Mazepka have the difficulty right over there. Are they going to do it? It's still 4 minutes left, so that's pretty much four laps to go.
It's interesting. I'm noticing a trend that the guys that are fast in the first sector tend to be a little bit slower in the second sector, and vice versa. So you kind of get that ebb and flow back and forth where they close the gap, they build the gap, they close the gap, they build the gap. But Connor Asatella is probably as close as he's been to Edward Gorman right now. And we're winding down. It looks like we're showing 4 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, you will see if Connor is not doing it, then if he's doing it, then immediately Mazepka will have to try to make that same move to see if he can get by Edward Gorman as well. But on the moment, it's not happening. Look at this, Mazepka trying to do a different line over there, trying to sneak out a little bit. But isn't that too early? Let's have a quick look for Francois Schink and Micah Hendricks because that gap has grown quite a bit actually in the last lap.
Edward just went wide in the bowl. Connor Asatella pulled up to his inside to make a little bit of contact on the rear fender of Edward. Edward's wide again. Connor's going to pull right up on his bumper as we go back onto the oval. Connor's just inches away from him. He's going to pull around the outside as we go oval 3 and 4. He's going to start high, see if he can get the over-under on him. Try to pull that momentum. It seems like the outside line has done really well at pulling momentum. Yeah, and he's closing the gap tremendously.
But look at the hard
Edward's
defense.
Yep, Edward's going to be on the inside, the preferred line here. Great move by Edward. Able to keep him back there. Connor got a good launch out of turn 3. See if he can close the gap coming into turn 4 under the brakes here. Edward takes a ton of curbing. Beautiful line through there. Connor's closing the gap. He's going to make a move on the outside of the bowl.
Yeah, under over, I would say, but I don't think it's possible. Edward,
Edward slides a little bit under braking. And that allows Matt Zepka to pull up in here. Matt Zepka is now in this fight. So they go side by side, coming to the oval here. This is going to be tight, Pim. This is not the place to be side by side. They get it done. Connor with a good move, gets in the grass. Looks like he's able to maintain it though.
Yeah, but the momentum right now is with Mazepka. Is Mazepka can do something, or is...
Yeah, Edwards closing the gap. He's going to run around to his outside here. Swings around to the inside. Big move there coming into turn 1. Matt Zepka's got a head full of steam as well.
What a fight over here. Look at this. What a sportsmanship. Connor Asatella tries to do it. He's going to make it happen, but then it's going to be Matt Zepka.
Yeah,
Matt Zepka
Edward
on the
had to
inside
check
right now.
up big time to make that corner. Matt Zepka's able to capitalize on it. He's got Edward on his inside now. Edward's going to be able to get that done. That's his favorite corner. But in that, Connor's pulled about 8/10 gap. We might be coming to the white flag here, Pim.
That is a great one. I'm just checking out. Let's have a quick look. Micah Hendricks is getting over the finish line, so we can have a quick look.
Yeah, white flag's out, Pim.
White flag is there. That's going to be interesting, yes. So Wojciech Swiatovic is going to do his last lap. Logan McKenzie on that 4th spot, quite safe. Connor Asatella, yet not yet. Look at this, he's a second away. But then Matt Zepka, what is Matt Zepka going to do? Is he able to push him over there? One more lap for him.
Yep, he's got good momentum coming out of the oval here. He's going to be able to close the gap, see if he can put a move into turn 1. I don't think it's quite enough, but see if he can keep this head of steam going. Come through the S's. Edward was able to get on the power a little bit sooner than Matt Zepka, able to pull the gap there.
Yeah, before we go there, I do want to congratulate Wojciech Swiatovic on that first position. Great job from him. Micah Hendricks takes that second position because François Schink can't get any closer while they go to the oval. And then we see Logan McKenzie safe on that fourth position. Connor Acetella safe on third position number 5. But what is Edward Gorman? Is he gonna hold it? Matt Zapka, that's really the battle that we want to see right now. Matt pushes it all the way. Is it enough? It doesn't look like it. Well, look at this, Edward Gorman. He had some tricks up his sleeve, and he did a crazy job on there and started at 7th and is come in at 6th position. But what a battles did we see with him and Edward and Connor Acetella and Matt Zapka. Really, really great work from them. And of course, congratulations to Kurt Smith, our Delta driver. Second breakfast will be happy. Kurt Smith is bringing it home as the first Delta driver here, and lots of points for his championship.
Yeah, congratulations. That was a great run by Kurt. Took the pressure really well from Thomas Lavoie and was able to come away with another victory.
So yeah, that was yet again here on the Monday night Alpha Touring Challenge. Interesting track, I do have to say. It's nice to see that combination once in a while. I'm not sure if I'm a fan for it for a long race like this.
Well, it went by pretty quick, but it is tough because there's no opportunity for rest on this track. The longest straightaway, you're still shifting gears. You've got to get yourself set up for turn 1. It's not an easy track. It's definitely a driver's track. And these cars have just enough power to make it that little bit more difficult.
Yeah, definitely. But it was great to see one big battle over there for that position number 4. And really nice to see that happening. I'm going to have a quick look if we see...
So far, we got nothing.
Well, I think Logan McKenzie is still on track, trying to be good looking, I think. So we'll wait for him to come back here, but let's have a quick look at the race results. And then while I say that, I want to congratulate Wojciech Swiatovic. He is the winner, 20 seconds ahead of Micah Hendricks. Another Curb Enthusiasm Autosport is François Schink on that 3rd spot. Logan McKenzie takes that 4th position together with Connor Acetella on the 5th. And then our newcomer, Edward Gorman, 6th position. Matt Zapka, 7th yet again. And then David Bauer on 8th. Kurt Smith, our first Delta driver, on position number 9. And Daniel Smith, great to see him back up here. I think it's his first drive in this season. And immediately a top 10, so great job from him. And then if we go...
So we're joined by Matt Zapka, P7. You found yourself in quite the battle there, Matt, with the newcomer and the wily veterans. How'd your race go?
It was a lot better than last week. I had a lot of fun. This track is one of the best, I think. I never driven it before tonight, but I really liked it.
Well, that's a discussion that Pim and I were having throughout the broadcast. As you know, I'm a huge fan of this racetrack. It, in these low-powered cars, it really entertains a lot of great battles, a lot of great racing, and you guys definitely look like you're in the thick of it today.
Yeah.
Matt, I was wondering. Sorry, how did you do that? So give us a little bit more of the insight. We just watched you the whole time. How was it, the feeling inside of the car?
It was a lot of fun. I mean, it's a really technical track, and I really like these technical tracks. The downside is when you do it for an hour, it's very mentally draining.
Yeah, it's definitely. And you were on a rope. It was a tough battle for position number 4, and you were a little bit behind that. First, you were right into that battle, and then you just held on to get into that fight. And I think you had a nice fight going on with Edward Gorman in the end. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I didn't want Connor to pass. I didn't want anyone to pass me, if we're honest. But once I was at the back of that, there was a little bit of a gap to. I think it was David behind us. I was trying to fuel save a little bit, but not fall too far behind. I figured they weren't going to battle, but Edward is new, and he's not new to touring cars, but he's new to the league. So I thought maybe he might battle. Connor was being pretty aggressive, but I don't know if everyone else was fuel saving. But if I wanted to get the positions back, I was gonna lose the group in front. I was like, that's the group I'm trying to fuel save to pass. So like, here's where we are and here's where we're going.
Well, that's great to hear, Matt. I do want to talk to someone else. Had a terrible race, James Carr. We saw him all the way in the front, and then this small thing happened. James, what exactly happened to you?
First and foremost, thanks for having me, guys. The start, we got to go all the way back to yesterday. I did my first laps yesterday. I really only did about 15 laps and called it that and said, I'm good to go. And then in the race, I was fast and aggressive, and I think I made up 4 or 5 spots off the start, and I was having a heck of a time. And then I noticed at lap 13, I had a cone under my car, and it was really dragging me back. And then it flew free, and then I had about 3 or 4 laps of really good pace, and then I had another cone, and then where the heck did that one come from? And then one thing after another, I hit the wall, made a pretty big mistake on turn 4. I don't know exactly which one it was. And then as I was coming out of the pits, I came out behind my teammate and realized he's the one that was laying the traps for me the whole race.
Oh, look at this. Well, normally you can count on your team members, but this time they were going to call you James Cones from now on, but that wasn't what we expected. Someone else who had an enormous race, Connor Acetella. Tell us all about the battles that you had.
Yeah, that was a really long hour. I just finished drinking about a gallon of water. Yeah, it was off the start. James go. I kind of wanted to do some tire saving and not overdrive the car, but yeah, right off the bat, I mean, it was Matt, it was Edward, James was at the front. It was just nonstop, but a lot of it was just kind of driving my own thing. I didn't want to push anything or be too aggressive, because all of a sudden you both lose time. You got to time it right, so. It was just turning laps and feeling where they're strong and not strong, and taking advantage of opportunities that come to you. But it was stressful.
Worked out quite well. You were in that battle with Edward Gorman. In the beginning, he was so quick. He came past, had those big battles, but at one point, I felt that you get the confidence to actually come back, and then you had that great moment. Were you waiting for that the whole race to get past Edward Gorman?
Honestly, yeah, he was quick. I knew he was quick just stirrings from his driving. So I was just kind of doing my own thing. I wasn't really strategizing or planning. I just said, hey, I'm just going to drive. I'm going to hit my apexes and manage my throttle. And if it comes to me, cool. If it doesn't, no big deal. So it paid off in the end. Like I said, you take care of some advantages and things. And it got a little dicey. That was, I know it's touring cars, but that was a little bumpy and argy-bargy getting through there, but it is what it is.
I completely understand what you're saying, but I do have to say, for the broadcast, it was awesome to look at that fight. So thanks for that. I do want to go back to Logan McKenzie. Logan, it's not the season where you can drive away with your teammates and just run it. Now you were in that battle, François Schenk, Connor Acetella. I think in one time Matt Zepka was in the back of you. Tell us about your race.
Well, about 5 laps in, I thought it was just all unraveling. I had damage from Micah locking up in front of me turn 1, and that put me 5. That was serious damage. It's why I slid. I slid through turn 1 twice, I think. So first time Micah and Francois went by. Second time James went by, and I got a gift from James hitting the wall. But after that, when I was fending off Gorman, I had the damage, and I was babying the car, babying the tires, just trying to get to the pits. Knew I couldn't pit early or else I'd be stuck in traffic with a fast car, so I just figured I'd settle for what I had, and thankfully came out of the pits faster than anyone else on track except Waj, and had a great battle with Edward. Honestly, that was incredible fun. This track is a lot of fun for that stuff.
Well, that's great to hear. Yeah, you can definitely watch it here back at CAVOK Racing Network, because we watched that battle on and on. Edward was going back and forward together with you, but it is really, Logan, how do you make yourself so consistent? Because I think that's something what I see in your races. You are always up there, and when it doesn't go, then you will find your rhythm back, and you will try to find back into that pace. It's really interesting to see. How do you prepare for yourself for that?
The preparation is experience, and I think all of us here can attest to that. I think I've seen everyone in here grow much more confident over the course of racing with them. I can speak for me personally in saying that there's just like a base level of confidence I have that I know that I can do this without screwing it up. Now, how do I do it fast? And I think some people start from the opposite end of that. They're going, I can do it fast. Now, how do I do it without screwing it up? And that's the difference in driving styles. And I think mine just leans more towards the staying on track. I like to stay on track.
Yeah, that definitely works out for you every time. So curious to see how that goes. One guy that does it better on the moment, or two guys, but one of them is Micah Hendricks. Micah, welcome to the booth. You were on that second spot, and then suddenly you come out of the pit and you see Francois Schink back again. What went through your mind?
Well, first I'd like to say sorry to Logan over there for turn 2. I just kind of hit my brakes a little bit too late, locked up, and kind of ruined his race, and I got off lucky without any damage. So apologies to him for that unfortunate slip up the line. But as far as the pits go, I had a pretty bad in lap. Right in the pit, the braking into the pit lane wasn't very good. And then Francois just had a killer in lap, and then I was making too many mistakes tonight, and frankly didn't have the pace really to even fight for second if Logan and I didn't have a little bit of contact there.
Wow. Well, then I would tell you for such a bad race, you have a great result on that second position. I think Wojciech Svidovic, I'm not sure if you could get 20 seconds. You need to do a lot of improvement. That guy is an alien on the moment.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was just lap like 2. We were in the team chat, and I was like, "Hey, it feels like I'm in first place." No, but no, Woj is just an incredible driver. He was very, very fast, and the closest one to him was Logan the whole time. So, would have been interesting to see how Logan could have stuck with him.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, Micah, do you have any shout-outs that you want to do for this race?
I guess a couple shout-outs. I don't know if my dad's still watching. I send him the link every week, and I've raced with him pretty much my whole life. So he's out there. I could say thanks to him coaching me all these years and supporting me all the way.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great shout-out. I really think that's a nice one. And what a great memory you can do together with your family on that one. Matt Zepka, any shout-outs for you? Matt? No, Matt? No shout-outs for you? I don't think so. All right, then we'll go to James. James, any shout-outs for you?
Yeah, I got one. There's a guy at work, Dave, one of the older guys. He's a service advisor where I work. Older guys, he's gonna grill me for that. I send him the link. I send him the link every Monday, and he doesn't necessarily get to watch every time, but when he does, he always talks about it with me. And he's my rock at work. In reality, all we talk about is racing. And shout out to him, Dave. You're a real G.
Nice. The old man, Dave. nice to have that. Yeah, you're gonna get burned for that one, and I don't deny that. Then let's go to Logan. Logan, where are we gonna be next week? Logan, also not anymore.
I think it's Road Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is Road.
No,
it is.
Yeah, Road Atlanta.
It is Road Atlanta. I live 30 miles from the track, so I'm gonna maybe pop over there this week, take a few photos.
So I got to
yeah.
ask you then, Logan, does that
Some
mean you're
intel.
going to join us for the Petite Le Mans this year?
I will absolutely be at Petite Le Mans this year. I
That'll
heard
be
a
awesome.
certain Tim would be there.
Yeah, exactly. I do have to say, thanks to the Sunday Night Skippy, they gave me a VIP treatment over there. So I'm gonna have a lot of fun, Logan, because I haven't been there, and I've heard that you come there very often. So we'll definitely hear some info. Do you have any shout-outs for tonight?
Yeah, huge shout out to Connor for that P5, well deserved. He's come close a couple times this season, and I think he's finally, you see what happens when he doesn't make any mistakes. He's a rocket. And I think that he's got that in him for the rest of the season, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Zepka will see him a lot of times, but I'm also very curious about Edward Gorman. What a great debut he had on that 6th position. Charlie, last words are for you. Any last words you have for today's race?
Yes, sir. I want to say congratulations to Wojciech for getting the win. I think right now he is in his Prius taking his beautiful wife to work. I want to say congratulations to Kurt Smith on his Delta victory. And thank you to you guys for putting on such a great show. It's always enjoyable to watch, and it's an honor to be a part of this group.
Yeah, no, I have nothing to add to that. Great time always here at the Monday night at CAVOK Racing Network. And we'll see each other soon. I hope you guys have a great week, and see you, I think, probably Wednesday back up there. Bye-bye.